Hi, this is Terry. Welcome back to my channel as we continue to move forward in the series about midlife opportunities and exploring things around my book, Piloting Your Life, largely because I'm rereading it because 2021 is a year of transition and change. And surprisingly enough, there's a lot of good stuff in my book that I'm appreciating. My friend Amy commented on it. She's like, yeah, there's pure gold in there. I'm glad you're rereading it. Which is, it's just kind of funny, and I'm proud of it, but, that's a total aside. Recently, I've been having some issues, and I've been having to rely on my support system and my just numerous numbers of friends. And one of the things that I realized is I have a really deep bench of friends. And to all of you who are watching, I just want to say thank you. I love you. I appreciate all that you do for me. And I also don't have to rely on any single person. A friend of mine was having a rough week while I was having a rough week, and she couldn't be there for me. And we got together for a walk outdoors safely because of Corona. And I told her, I said, don't worry about it. I said, the good news about my deep bench of friends is that I don't have to rely on a single person. That doesn't mean that I don't have really great friends and very special friends, but it does mean that I can spread it out so that no one person has to be all things to me, which is really kind of nice. I was looking back into my book, and there was a section where I talk about how hard it is for me to ask for help and reach out to friends, and I mentally go through my friend rolodex when I have an issue, and I'm like, oh, that person's busy, that person has kids to deal with, it's dinner time, the time zone. And frankly, at this point, that is no longer an issue. I will text somebody, I will call somebody, because I have friends all around the world, so all sorts of different time zones. And I don't have trouble asking for what I need, saying that I need help, and being vulnerable. And one of the things that I found is the more vulnerable I am with my friends, the more available and willing to help me they are. And it's been really, really lovely. But it hasn't always been this way. So I think because I was born an identical twin and I had a womb mate, I always had someone that I could rely, just no matter how bad our relationship was, when the shit hit the fan, I knew that always I could just fall back onto my sister. Well, 8 years ago, when she basically said, nope, not anymore, I really had to dig deep and make some changes in not only how I was showing up in the world, but also I had to make friends because I no longer had my safety net in the form of my sister. And I really have to thank my sister for cutting it off, because if that hadn't happened, I would not have the friends and the support system that I have today. And while that was really traumatic, where I am today, I am in such a better position. I've really been very intentional about building friendships over the last 5 years. Now, one of the sections in Piloting Your Life, on page 186, once again, thanks, Mom, I had an interesting section on, it's in the Flight Crew, chapter 15. For Gen Xers, regardless of marital or parental status, this makes a lot of sense. Now, I don't remember even what that is now. We aren't all moving collectively through the same life stages as generations before us. We connect with women of all ages because of shared interest and don't see age as a barrier. Perfect example, my friend Gina is 20 years older than I am. We talked for an hour after we played tennis the other day, and I truly value her perspective and the fact that she's basically the age of my mom. I see her as just a great resource and a really great friend. This also means taking a look at the people in our lives and making choices about who should be in it. I saw a clip on social media where Trent Shelton talked about adding to your life by subtracting from it. He went on to say, don't confuse the length of a relationship with the strength of a relationship. So just because they've been in your life a long time doesn't mean that they're a valuable friend. And don't let your loyalty be your slavery. Be loyal to yourself first. And that's something that I have had to deal with in terms of letting go of people who really are not healthy in my life. Now, if we think in terms of the circles of friends, they can be in an outer circle, but they don't necessarily have to be in my inner circle. Fonda is, man, she's amazing, and she really values her friendships. And she talks about her women friends being seen as a renewable source of power. I get this now. I totally agree with her. Renewable or not, for this power to be available to us, we need to choose to put some of our own energy into our friendships. Then this amazing power source is available when we need it. And I feel good about how intentional I've been over the last 5 years in cultivating these friendships and picking and choosing who I share what with when. I'm pretty open about a lot of things, but not everybody has to hear everything. So one of my newer friends, Candace, sent me these fabulous earrings from, what is it? Handmade. Another gal, Kelly, has this business. And it was just this absolute surprise. And I'm going to share this note where she says, "Happy Galentine's Day to the friend I've waited my whole life to have." I'm totally with her. And it is so delightful at 50 to have a friendship with somebody that is just deep and fabulous on completely new levels. And
does this card say this is a vintage text message?
Yeah, isn't that great? I don't know if that'll end up being backwards, but yeah, this is a vintage text message. So I challenge you, especially in light of February being about hearts and love, even though it's manufactured, take a look at the folks in your support group. Take a look at your friends. Midlife is an awesome opportunity, and it's actually a requirement for our health to really focus on who's in our lives and who should and shouldn't be, who's bringing us joy, who asks us the hard questions, and maybe who's toxic. And maybe do a little bit of cleanup during 2021 if this is also a transitional year for you. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate you being here. And with that, unless we have anything else, Finn is going, nope. Let go of perfection, take some risks, and above all else, have some fun.